From the News Channel 5 network, this is Pharmacist on Call.
Good evening, Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky. Those of you out as far as Jackson, Tennessee, welcome to Pharmacist on Call with your host, Dr. Sean Pruitt. And if you are watching this show, I am your community pharmacist. Well, everyone, you're probably looking at the screen and you're shocked to see me. So I want to apologize to those of you who were expecting to see us on the first Thursday of the month. As it were, we still had trial coverage going on from the Vanderbilt situation, so we kind of got bumped. So I want to apologize. Some of you came by the store and let your opinions be known, and of course gave us a call. So I want to apologize. Situation beyond our control. But today we're going to have a surprise Tuesday Pharmacist on Call airing. Wanted to thank all of you for watching the show, first of all, and we're going to get into some condolences first, as we always do. Wanted to send out condolences to the family of Douglas Gibson. His wife stopped by and let me know about his sudden passing. Also to the husband and family of Miss Tiwani Williams, longtime friend of the store. Really going to miss her. And then I want to send out condolences to my family, the Pruitts, on the loss of my cousin, William Howard Pruitt. But for those of you who live in South Nashville, you may know him as Bubba Pruitt. He's probably the mayor of South Nashville. He was so popular there. So wanted to send a shout out to the family on his behalf. Wanted to send some shout outs to the Tennessee Pharmacists Association, who had their convention here back in February. So the executive director, Micah Cost, who's doing a pretty good job there, and the executive director emeritus, who is Dr. Bettina Black, who has served the cause of pharmacy for many, many years, and she's now taking a seat back, and Micah's kind of running the show. Also wanted to send a shout out to, as many of you know, I love to frequent Bob Evans on the weekends. So Ken and Yvonne there at Bob Evans, right there in Donaldson by the Opry Mills Mall, wanted to send you all a shout out for making some pretty good food. Wanted to have the opportunity to sponsor the Sister Strut 5K, which is basically a run/walk in support of breast cancer survivors. So I had an opportunity to meet a number of people there. So I want to send a shout out to the Sisters organization. I had a great time, and gosh, there were several thousand women out there walking and doing their thing on behalf of breast cancer survivors and those who have lost their battle as well. I also want to send a shout out to my alma mater, Tennessee State University, who had their 5K run this weekend. I also sponsored that as well. So I want to send a big shout out to Darnell Crawley, the rest of the alumni, Charlotte Lowry, who coordinated an excellent race. So look forward to participating with that for many years. We'll hold off on the shout outs for a second because this show was about you. So we've got a call already on line one. Caller, line one, Audrey, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Yes, sir. I have a question. I am calling because my husband, he has high blood pressure and he has diabetes.
Yes, ma'am.
And it seems like possibly he's 68 years old, and we're having some issues as far as blood flow in the proper areas so we can have intercourse.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we were watching your show a few weeks back, and you had mentioned something about beta blockers, I believe, that is in the diabetic medicine or high blood pressure medication.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything that you can recommend? Because I talked to his doctor about it, and she didn't really have many answers for us except for him to just take his medication as prescribed. So, do you have any recommendations?
Well, first, just a little background there. Not only do some of the medications cause the issue with erectile dysfunction, but diabetes in and of itself, because it changes the sensitivity of the nerves. What I recommend is L-arginine, which is an amino acid. It's something that we possess or our bodies make naturally. We're just kind of low on it. So I recommend most men take about 1,000 milligrams just daily, just as a routine. It also helps to lower the blood pressure. And then right before you're
and
ready.
You said L-arginine. I believe you had talked about that as well, because you were talking to somebody else about blood flow and stuff, and we looked it up online. So that is what he needs to do, is to inquire about that. And okay, great.
Yeah, but he can, hold on, because he can go very high on that. So he needs to take it daily for his blood pressure. But right before you get ready to have activity, about 30 minutes to an hour or so, you tell him to take about 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams. You can go really high on it, which is about 5 or 6 tablets of the 1,000 milligram. And then that should get him some result. If not, we now carry a generic of the form of Viagra for $1.50 per tablet. So that
he's tried that, and it did not work.
Okay, so yeah, let's go with the L-arginine then, and then he can just, for a daily maintenance dose, one 1,000 milligram tablet during the day, and then right before you get ready to do something, just really go high on it, and it's safe. You can take plenty of it.
Okay, and continue on his medications as the doctor has prescribed to him as well, correct?
Absolutely. Now, how is his hypertension and diabetes doing?
His blood pressure, his blood pressure's always high. It doesn't matter. I think he takes one in the morning and one at night, and every time we test his blood pressure, it's way too high.
Okay. May want to add on beetroot juice. It's a juice that we can't even keep in stock. I order 20 bottles at a time, and it is gone. But it's been helping a number of people who are on blood pressure medication and diabetes medication, and they kind of plateaued out. It's giving them that little extra to bring their numbers down into the normal range. So if you're near the store, I don't have any right now. I should have some in Thursday.
Okay. And what was it called again?
Beetroot juice. It's the juice from the root of the beet.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay.
Yes,
I think you've answered all my questions. I really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your call.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Looks like we've got another caller. Line 2, Nancy. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Thank you for taking my call. I have a couple questions here.
Yes, ma'am.
About the water. If someone tells you, is purified water the same as the alkaline water?
No, ma'am. Purified may mean it is probably boiled or filtered to some extent, but they don't change the alkalinity, which is the pH of the water. So purified water can still be in the acidic range of 6, 6.5, or even lower. Alkaline water means that the pH is 8.5 and above.
Okay, can I drink as much as purified water as I want per day?
Purified water?
I'm sorry, the alkaline water.
Alkaline water. Now, it depends. Some health conditions, like those of you who may be on fluid restriction because of congestive heart failure or kidney disease, then you need to maintain the fluid restriction that your doctor put you on. You just need to replace that fluid, those Pepsis and Cokes.
Yeah, I'm just drinking it for, like you said, for gout and acid reflux and stuff like that.
Yeah, so for a normal person, what I recommend is you drink, for every half pound of body weight, you drink 1 ounce, which would be 30 mLs. Okay. So if I'm a 100-pound guy, I need to be drinking 50 ounces. So 50 times 30, 1,500 mLs, which is 1.5 liter, which is probably about maybe a third of a gallon or so.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can drink clean, but just make sure you're splitting it up. And then for those of you, I sometimes neglect to let you all know about this, but with your medication and during mealtime, you need a separate pH level, which is 7.0.
Okay.
Yeah, and what that does is it's not as strong as our alkaline water, because at this point you do need your stomach acid to break down your medication, and you need it to break down your food. So with food and medicine, make sure that you get a pH of 7.0. So that allows you to maintain some digestive ability, but with the 9.5, it's going to wipe it out. And that's why so many people have come off of their acid reflux medicine, because that alkaline water, it's wiping out that reflux. It's killing that acid.
Oh, so if I'm taking medicine or with a meal, it needs to be 7.0.
Yes, ma'am, 7.0. We have several different levels of water. I mainly talk about one for the health benefit, but there's even a pH that is ideal for you washing your skin and your hair with.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, how long can I keep this water?
I keep hearing things like that. I have kept the water for months. Some people say that it spoils after 48 hours, which I have no scientific evidence to back that up. I can't prove that the alkalinity changes that quickly, but what I can say is the antioxidants, your cancer fighters, do leave, because as you open the top repeatedly and it's exposed to oxygen, you're losing your antioxidants. But just when you take off the cap, make sure you're closing it very quickly. But in terms of the main thing that the water does, which is the high pH, I think that alkalinity remains for some time. I'll just say that when I became a believer in alkaline and Kangen water, I think my water I had was like 2 or 3 months old, and I just happened to be sick that day, so sick that I didn't feel like eating, so I just fasted that day and drank that water. And apparently the alkalinity was still there because it knocked whatever I had out in one day. Next day I was feeling great. So
okay, my last question is, I think one time on your show you mentioned something, I think it started with a K. It was for arthritis and joint pain.
Arthritis and joint pain. You're a savvy watcher. You're remembering all my stuff here. Now let's see. Arthritis and joint pain. I'm thinking turmeric.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah. Turmeric, which is the spice, the curry spice that you use in Jamaican food and
I'm sorry, I didn't
eating
get that.
cultures.
How do you spell it?
Sorry, I did go fast. Turmeric. It's turmeric.
Okay.
And it has a
Is
number of
that turmeric
benefits.
slash something, or is that just the name? Is
Yeah,
that their real name?
Yeah, turmeric.
Where can I get that?
Curcumin, you can get it at Pruitt's Discount Pharmacy in capsule form, or you could probably go to like maybe an international store and get it in actual powder form. I do have some patients that prefer it in powder form.
If I do the pill, how many milligrams a day?
You can do 450 milligram tablet, maybe 2, once or twice a day, depending on your needs. There's a lady that calls into the show regularly, and she swears by it. In fact, if you're watching, call in tonight, and you can just give us the dose that you're taking. But generally, one 450 milligram capsule twice a day, or 2 450 milligram capsules once a day.
And it's good for arthritis and joint pain.
Oh yes, ma'am. Not only that, it's good for your cardiovascular system, your heart. Turmeric is good for a number of things. Yes, ma'am. But it does have a strong anti-inflammatory effect.
Oh, okay. Thank you for taking my call, and you have a good evening.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, everyone. We are up on our first break. Stay right there. Call in with those questions.